Hello, everyone, and welcome to another edition of Starting 11 here on the Let's Get Ready Network. I'm Adelia. I'm here with my buddy Snark. It's very cold today, and I'm very cold. And it's not as cold here as it is where Snark is, I will admit, but it's very cold today.
It's even colder in my heart, Adelia. Twice as cold in my heart. It's ridiculous. Baloney week.
I hate winter. I'm
Oh
ready
yeah,
for spring.
no kidding. Wasn't it supposed to be? Well, I guess it's still like a month away. We still have a month to go, and it's been 30 something below. Welcome to the weather report here on LGRN Sports. It's still to see people running around in shorts playing a sport right now is mind numbing sometimes for me. Almost as mind numbing as watching my favorite team play as of late. We're going to get into them pretty soon, Adelia. But first, your team has been chasing Liverpool for a while now. At least you guys have
Mhm.
been consistently there. Liverpool has been consistent all year. They're finally going to play their match in hand, the
Yep.
final Goodison Park, Merseyside Derby. Old Goodison Park. Okay, let's be fair. It's old Goodison because they couldn't think of another name.
Yeah.
Ideally, they're just kind of looking at new Goodison Park for whatever reason. Anyways, and they had their. Did you see they had their test match there? I guess the under 18s played there for the 10,000 people. The under 18s for them, and I think Leicester or something like that.
No,
So it
I didn't
works.
see that.
Supposedly the stadium works. What do you know?
Well,
Okay.
that's a good thing, I guess.
Well, yeah, you won't have that drama like last year or whatever. Are they going to make it or not? Now, go to Merseyside. We're going to go. I guess we can go straight ahead. We can go right to what counts, I suppose. Maybe we'll say a couple of things here. Beto put Everton in front 11 minutes in. Then Alex McAllister scored 5 minutes later. Mo Salah puts Liverpool ahead in the 73rd. And then we're
Mhm.
going to skip right ahead to the 98th minute. Vitaly Mikalenko puts a high lob into the box. It bounces down, and a bunch of red-shirted defenders kind of look around at it. Eventually, Tim, what's his name? Arogbenham? Is that how you pronounce his name?
Not sure.
Gosh, some of them are pretty tough. Anyways, he heads it over to James Tarkowski, who kicks it like the damn ball stole his bike, Adelia, into the roof of the net. It's all tied at the very death of this
Mhm.
match. VAR tried to find an offside for a while. They couldn't
Yeah.
do it. I think they even looked at a foul on Konate. I think they were thinking that Ducouré maybe pushed Konate. Konate just missed his header. He took a jump at his header and missed. That was it. But there was some complaining after this match.
Just a little.
First, maybe it wasn't cool uh, for the Kure to go and celebrate in front of the traveling fans. Now, as someone who enjoys a dig at
Mhm.
opposing teams' fans every once in a while, I get it and I enjoyed it. But
Yeah.
Curtis Jones didn't enjoy it. He
No,
runs
he did not.
he runs over there, but in the most football show of macho manliness, right? He runs over there as fast as he could and then just stands up by him, maybe nudges him a little bit, and they're into it face to face. Nothing actually happens here, just a bunch of yelling. Each of these guys are on yellow cards, so they get another one after the match. So they get their second yellow. They have to miss the next match on the weekend. Arne Slot has a problem with all of this too,
Mhm.
and he goes up to our good pal Michael Oliver after the match, says something to him, and gets a straight red card. Now, this is not necessarily a new thing for Arne Slot. He missed a match, I think, in December after getting his third yellow card. I guess his time in the Netherlands or whatever, he got suspended a bunch of times. I guess he has a bit of a mouth that he hasn't learned to keep shut at some points. But I don't get this. Somehow, he's doesn't miss the weekend's matches because the official match report wasn't going to be done before Sunday. It took somehow
Um,
4 or 5 days for it to get done.
that makes no sense.
Yeah. So I believe it was coming out. Was it today? I think it was supposed to come out, and he'll just miss the next 2 matches after that. But yep, that's it. That's why he was on the bench this past weekend.
I was wondering about that.
Yeah. Uh, you know, they had a busy week, I guess. Michael Oliver had to officiate one match, and then was he a fourth official? I think for another. There you go. Tough workload for him. Plus, he's not getting the Man City money
Yeah.
this week. So what's the rush? What's the rush? And by the way, I say what's the rush, and I'm going to rush into this because the next match was Chelsea at Brighton for the second
Mhm.
time in the period of a week. They had played in the FA Cup the week before. Brighton winning 2-1. Chelsea were not good in that match, and they decided, well, if we weren't going to be good in that match, let's be worse in this one because they were absolutely terrible.
They
Not
were, yeah.
not one redeeming player. One thing I'll say, like with Brighton, that goal by Matomo is world class. The way
Hmm.
he that first touch or whatever from the was it for Bruggen that kicked the ball down or whatever, that first touch that turned uh, uh, was a Temi inside out. Anyways, he gets in, he scores, great. The next goal by Minte, probably offside. One of those goals was probably offside, but it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter because Chelsea had no business being in this match. Anyways, Chelsea had 70% possession in this game. They
Hmm.
had 900 touches of the ball. They made 735 passes, Adelia. Just a comparison, Brighton made 327 passes. All right.
Hmm.
They were held without a shot on target. It's the first time that this has happened since 2021. All the online Chelsea guys are going bananas right now.
Oh, I
They're,
bet.
they're
I
going
bet.
crazy. There's been a protest uh, arranged for February 25th at the
Hmm.
bridge. At the bridge, uh, I was, I'm not too impressed by that. It's like, who are we?
Who
We're
exactly are they protesting?
they're protesting Blue Co. They want Blue Co. out.
Mm.
They're tired of us being run like Brighton. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
Just because they got a sporting director from Brighton and oh yeah, another sporting director from Monaco. Monaco, who you will know, is known for their trophy case.
Oh,
Monaco.
yeah.
I think the last half decent thing they did was in what's it, the 2004 semifinals for the Champions League when Jose Mourinho beat them. They keep, getting all these kids. You'd imagine that Win Stanley and Stewart probably on a couple Interpol watch lists by now. They're obsessed with 16-year-olds. It's bananas. Anyways, Chelsea's an absolute mess, and they're still sixth. Like, and there's still an outs. I would say an outside chance now. I won't say a good chance that Chelsea makes the Champions League. If they make the Champions League, I would be right now amazed, considering the form they're in.
Yeah.
But there's some maybe a team might be sliding back a little bit, and maybe one team maybe realizing that they've been pretty good for a while and have just been shit for the last 2 months, and that's another scary thought. But we'll talk about them more in a bit. First, want to go to King Power Stadium.
Yep.
Uh, Not an outstanding game for Arsenal.
No. No.
They do manage to get it done, though. All they need to do now, there's injuries there, and Chelsea. Everyone has injuries, blah, blah, blah. At least you guys did something about it and made adjustments. Raheem Sterling had to start for you guys.
We
Uh,
didn't have anyone else.
well, his replacement was a midfielder, and he turns out pretty good. Turns out pretty good for you guys. You bring
Yeah.
in Mikel Marino in, get two late goals to take your 3 points. And yeah, it's not like you stole the 3 points. I think you guys still
No.
played well.
Yeah.
Well enough to beat them or whatever. I think Jamie Vardy had a chance that was close at one point, but maybe there was another couple of chances that Leicester had. But you still have Raya in that, who, if I remember, is still a pretty good goalkeeper. Your back line still pretty good. Yeah, just needed to find someone to score. Maybe Mourinho's going to be the thing. It'd be weird to see him leading the line, but
Yes.
yeah, it's well, you put somebody in there, you give them a shot, and that's what happens. Chelsea just keeps trying to do the same, put the same, round peg into the square hole, and it doesn't work. Uh, but they're not going to learn. They won't learn for a while. And why should they? Because their manager keeps telling them, you know, Champions League isn't the goal for whatever reason. Try me. Oh, I went back to it. I didn't want to. Anyways, anything you
um,
wanted to say about your Arsenal squad?
I thought that the two youngsters, Ethan Waneri and Miles Lewis Skelly, were among our best players in this
Sure.
game.
Yep.
Ethan with a phenomenal cross from Marino for the first goal. Um, Miles Lewis Skelly made a tackle in the box towards the end of the game that saved a goal for Leicester.
That's a big block.
Um, it was a big block. Um, those kids have come into the team because of injuries and other things this year and proven that they belong there. And so that's good to know. Um, the fact that we are in this situation is because we don't have a backup striker. Gabriel Jesus is injured. Kai Havertz is now injured.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Done for the year, Kai Havertz.
yeah, Kai Havertz is done for the year. Gabriel Jesus did his ACL. Um, I did not expect Mikel Merino to play striker in this game. Mikel Merino did not expect to play striker in this game,
No,
but he did very well.
sure.
I mean, I don't know what else you can say. It's against Leicester, so I'm not like, oh my god, our problems are solved, like some people I had noticed on social media were saying.
Yeah,
But
a lot of people jumping the gun. A lot of
yeah, a
people
lot of
jumping
people
the gun.
jump in the gun.
Yeah.
But I think that Mikel Marino did very well there. I wouldn't be surprised to see him maybe start there next match, because you can't play Raheem Sterling there.
You
Like you
can't.
can't play Raheem Sterling at all, in my opinion. But we kind of have a necessity where Martinelli's injured, Saka's injured, our backup wingers are already starting. Like it was a matter of we had no one else to put there. So that's why Raheem Sterling started. But now I think it's been proven we do have someone else we can put there, and hopefully he starts the next game.
Basically, it's anybody other than Raheem Sterling. There you
Yeah,
go.
yeah.
At least you guys don't have to pay him. Was it $17 million all the way through next season? Somebody else
We
has to pay it.
literally fleeced you guys on this low.
I don't think so at all. I think you guys still had to pay for him.
We had to pay
That,
a
we got,
little bit,
that,
but we
that,
didn't have to
that,
pay that much.
that we got any relief from Raheem Sterling, even for a little while, it doesn't make up for such a
He's
poor mistake.
he's
It's what a bad contract.
he's
Off.
definitely washed.
He's done. He's done. Anyways, moving on. Raheem Sterling. Oh my
Yeah.
god. Anyways, go on to City. They're at home. They get Newcastle. They mop the floor with Newcastle. There you go. Another game where
Yeah,
you're like, what happened to Newcastle again?
it turns out that what City is needed for the past several months is Omar Marmouche.
That's the boy. That's the boy they needed. They go get him. I guess he was like, what was he, second in scoring in the Bundesliga when they picked him up
Yeah,
or something like that too. Not always a good determining factor when
no,
bringing in players because I believe Christopher Nkunku was a leading scorer in the Bundesliga. Chelsea picked him up, and he is dog shit. He is terrible at Chelsea.
yeah,
But what at least Marmouche gets put in positions to score. He does. He gets a natural hat trick in 14 minutes. He scores on the
hmm
19th, the 24th, and the 33. James McAtee getting the other one. McAtee being Marmouche's replacement after he was sent off. So there you go. Newcastle get their heads kicked in. This is after City bouncing back after a certain favorite team of yours kicked the hell out of them for 90 some odd minutes. The
yeah.
last time out, I was going to say last week, but I guess I'd have to say the
I'm
last
gonna look
time
at
out.
the lineups for this real quick because I want to see who started in goal for Newcastle because I don't remember.
Sure. And
Dubravka. I
yeah,
feel like perhaps they would have done better had Nick Pope been in goal.
maybe, but
Perhaps.
they had 3 attempts at goal. They had 1 shot on. It was
They
a
still
poor
probably
effort.
would have lost. They
Oh
still
yeah, they
would
would
have
have lost.
lost. They still would have lost, but I feel like it wouldn't have been a 4-0 scoreline if
Man,
Nick
yeah,
Pope was in goal.
I think you may be right about that. But yeah, defend. Dubravka also can't play defense, and
Yeah,
they were taken apart in the first half hour or
they
whatever
were.
by
They were.
City. Moving on, go to Villa Park.
I don't hang on before we move on.
Sure.
I don't like that City's playing well again.
No, it sucks. It sucks.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, no, maybe they found though, like and playing well again. They just got hammered. What was it, 5-1 to you guys? They played well in this match, so we'll
They're
see.
still inconsistent, but they
Yeah,
seem to be playing better.
oh,
I
they're
mean,
better than they were.
they
Yeah,
just had the
ever since that.
collapse against Real Madrid in the Champions League as well, which was delightful to watch.
Pretty funny.
Um, so I think they're definitely too far back. I mean, they're
Oh
what
yeah,
are they? They're
I think
16 points behind Liverpool,
yeah,
so
yeah,
they're
yeah.
definitely too far back. But I think they'll probably get Champions League, maybe
Especially
if they keep this
if
up.
it looks like champion like the Premier League maybe getting 5 spots this year,
Yeah,
but we'll see. We'll see.
we'll see.
That 5th spot, I think you can pencil them in right now. They should be consistent enough from here on in to get there, especially if they get booted out of the Champions League here. Do they play this week? I think they
I
play this week.
believe they play tomorrow.
Yeah, against Rudiger's all ready to go again against Holland. So, yeah, that should be fun. It'll be an interesting game to watch. Okay,
Yeah.
Villa, Ipswich. Uh, Villa narrowly avoiding utter embarrassment,
Hmm.
especially since Axel Tuisebi gets his second yellow card 40 minutes in.
Yeah.
Uh, Villa still, they seemed hesitant in attack. They put a lot of shots at net, but they weren't daggers. They weren't like trying to find spots in the box or whatever and go in and stuff like that. The goal they get is kind of a fluke, but anyways, Marcus Rashford makes his debut, I guess, for Villa second half. So there you go.
Yeah.
He had a nice triangle, and then later on he'll have a pretty good triangle. We'll talk about it in a minute. Because first, Liam Delap. I don't know what the Villa defense is doing, but it's a nice ball in by Omari Hutchinson.
Hmm.
He finds Delap between 2 defenders, one being Axel Disasi, in something I've seen just way too often. He just gives it a little deflection. It finds its way in. 10-man Ipswich Town goes ahead. But yeah, Villa do get the equalizer eventually. 69th minute. Rashford with a free kick, drilling it off the crossbar. But it's still, the Ipswich Town defense just standing still. And Ollie
Yeah.
Watkins allowed just to walk in and put it away. Too
Yep.
bad for him. Alex Palmer was pretty good in net. They made 5 saves for them. Villa themselves, Villa had 19 attempts at net. Like I said,
Hmm.
they were just kind of they were at the net. A couple of good
Watching
saves, but
watching Villa right now reminds me of watching Arsenal when Unai Emery was the coach there. Just inconsistent, lots of chances, but none that are actually good. Um, can't put the ball in the back of the net when you do get a good chance. Like they're too inconsistent for a team that's that talented, and I feel like that's down on Unai Emery.
yeah, I think this is a team that isn't wasn't ready to get into the Champions League and stuff
Mm-mm.
like that. I think it's taking a toll on them. I still have no idea why they sold John Duran.
I
No,
don't either.
it's ridiculous. Why would you do? Why if you have two of them and you're in a position to? Yeah, it just makes no sense. It makes no sense to me. I'm not gonna cry about it. You
No,
know, I hope John Duran tears up the Saudi league for them, and the Villa just keep drifting back. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. Let's move on though, because got to go to Craven Cottage, Adelia. And I guess this is I guess you could consider this maybe the upset of the week.
yeah,
Maybe.
Maybe.
Anyways, Fulham has been playing pretty well as of late. Anyways, they've won three of their last four. Europal Emil Smith Rowe opens the scoring. He had some fantastic cross from Adama Traore. Now, Adama Traore, especially the first half, was that's as good as I've ever seen him play.
Mhm.
Uh, he was, aggressive to get to the penalty areas and stuff like that, and just stay outside. But his crossing, like he had three fantastic crosses in this game. The one getting put in, but he had another one, save another one, go just wide. Yeah, he did. He was fantastic first half, but of course, just the one goal. And Chris Wood still plays for Forest.
Yep.
Uh, he manages to level it. So he scores. He scores his 18th of the season.
Mhm.
Good on him. He deserves all the kudos he's getting this year. He scores that goal, and the announcer starts screaming about what another piece of absolute brilliance from Chris Wood. He shot it and it went off Calvin Bastian, and
Yeah.
it was a deflected shot. It's good for him to put it on net, and it wasn't an own goal or anything like that. But it's not like he put a bit of spin on this or anything like that. He
Yeah.
looked like he was going at the goalie and just went off off of Calvin Bassey. So there you
Mhm.
go. But Fulham were the much more relentless side in this. Forest has not been as sharp as of late. They've managed to still get the occasional win and stuff like that, but you can see them drifting off the pack now. And I
Mhm.
wonder if that next pack is actually going to get them. The City will probably end up catching them soon. Uh,
Yeah.
Bournemouth going to be there. Chelsea, who the hell knows with Chelsea? Um, they still have a great goaltender in Matt
Mhm.
Sells, and who I thought was quite good. He made 8 saves in the game. They're just defensively, they were just way too soft. You can't give up 24 attempts to Fulham Football Club. It makes no sense. It makes no sense.
Yeah.
Anyways, they're 13 points back now. So I don't want to say they're done, but I'll let other people say it and I'll agree with them. How about that?
I
Pretty
mean, they're done as far as the title goes, that's for sure.
as far as the title goes, yeah, it's Champions League now. I just don't see them. I just see they're gonna like maybe they just they were Icarus. They were Icarus, Adelia. They flew too close to the sun.
Mhm.
No, but they haven't had any points deducted from them this year either. So there you go.
That's
Congratulations.
true.
Right.
Forest, even if the Forest just makes the Europa League, it's been a phenomenal season for Forest. So,
Oh sure. Oh sure. Considering all the hell they went through last year, and the hell
yeah.
they put us through, that ridiculous refereeing consultant. Anyways, West Ham. West Ham doesn't did not take on Arsenal this
No,
week, Adelia, like you wrote down.
I did not
Okay,
write that down.
they took Brentford on at home, and they were awful in the
Mhm.
first half. I think that's easy to say. Kevin Schade scores 4 minutes in. I think Brentford hit a post. They had one called back because they were offside, I believe, as well. Second half, Hammers are a little bit better. Couldn't score, you know what I mean. But they held possession. They did everything that Graham Potter was asked to do at Chelsea. They held possession. Didn't attempt many shots on net, but they sure had 60% possession almost and
Yeah.
722 touches for God's sakes.
I will never understand that philosophy of keep possession and everything and don't shoot.
Yep,
Like, shoot. It's the
yep.
only way you're going to win the game.
Run faster. You guys have a bunch of deer on your team, and it's like you keep pulling the reins back on them. Let them run. Let them
Yeah.
run. I'm getting back into it. I don't want to take a deep breath. Let the evil out. Let the evil out. Okay, Brentford. Yeah, let's say West Ham's gone now down to 16th, which doesn't sound good, but that gap at
The gap's pretty big, yeah.
it's pretty big. They're fine at 16. Brentford is going to stay in 11th. They've won though 3 straight road games for the first time in 3 straight Premier League road games for the first time in club history. So that's like winning a trophy for them.
Yeah.
Congratulations to West London neighbor Brentford.
West Ham's in 16th on 27 points, but they are 8 points ahead of Wolves in 17th. So they're fine.
They're going to be fine.
Unless they have an absolute collapse, they're fine.
If they do, I think I bake myself a cake. You know what I mean? I'd be so happy. Okay, moving on. Southampton. What do you want from these guys? You know,
I mean, they tried.
yeah, they gave up 2 goals 2 minutes apart. 16 minutes in, trailed 2-0.
Mhm.
They did play a lot better in the second half. You know what I mean? They get a goal from Kamaldeen Sulemana in the 72nd minute, and I was imagining like my chair would disappear when I said his name too. It's crazy, Kamaldeen Sulemana. Yeah, Marcus Trevor gets another one in the 83rd though. You know what I'm thinking? Because they look good in the second half because all they did was run. All they did was attack. Why not just do that from now on?
I mean, they had no choice. They had to attack like that.
They have no choice to do anything. Like
I know
what
they
they've
have no
done
choice.
doesn't work. What they've done doesn't work. I
This
would have
is what
two
manager number 2, and it's
yeah,
still the same stuff, and it's not working.
have two
Um,
defenders and just have everybody attack all the time.
I mean, that would be interesting.
Yeah,
I just feel like the defense would fail them
it's
so
failing
much
now.
more often than it's already failing them if you
Yeah,
did that.
they're good with giving
Um,
up 8 goals every now and then. They've proven that while trying to play a defensive game.
I
So
mean,
yeah,
that's true.
try.
That's true.
Your
Um,
fans are only going to see the Premier League. Well, won't be seeing it next year. The
yeah,
the way it works in the championship, they might be right back up the year after.
I feel bad for the players on that team because I feel like they've been very poorly managed
Yeah,
by two different managers now.
yeah.
I don't think that this 2-win season that they've had so far is necessarily a reflection of the quality of the players on the team. Like they have some like Aaron Ramsdale is usually a decent goalkeeper and he has
hmm
not looked like one.
Did they or did they not sign Ben Brereton Diaz this year?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's your. You don't. That just shows you don't want to win. The guy's never won a match. He's never won a match in the Premier League.
I mean, it's
Uh,
ridiculous.
yeah, it's like hiring a werewolf to look after the chickens. Anyways,
It's like they curse themselves.
yeah.
They're worse than Derby County.
Oh yeah.
I
They're way
mean,
worse.
like they might end up with more points than Derby County by the end of the season, but they are worse than Derby was.
Yeah. Oh, Derby County. Terrible, terrible. Anyways,
Yeah,
moving on. You know, you're gonna finish in last place, Saints. Congratulations. All
yeah,
right, Palace. They're at Selhurst Park. They get to take on Everton. Everton, what a turnaround! That
yeah.
David Moyes. That David Moyes. That new kid. David Moyes bringing
The-
in that youthful energy back to the squad.
There's something about David Moyes and Everton.
Yeah.
They
Uh,
just play for him.
yep. He gets it. He gets it. What do they call it? The People's Club. They're the People's
Hmm.
Club. Okay. Palace can maybe feel a little hard done by. They had a fantastic first 20 minutes.
Hmm.
Jordan Pickford was very good in that, but Jefferson Lerma looks like he scores from a corner kick. And the 20th minute, the ball. Who's it that it was that Justin Devaney takes a corner, left-footed corner. So he's coming with the left-footed swing in. Somehow, the uh, the linesman on the far side thought the ball came off his foot, around outside the line, back in, over to where Lerma is, who is outside the 6-yard box. That is an incredible.
That's an incredible, yeah. Not likely to have actually been the trajectory of the ball, and I don't know what the linesman was thinking.
Yeah, VAR tried to look at it, but they had no angles that could have shown anything either way. I was like, yeah, yeah, I get it. It just sucks for them, especially
It
since
does.
they had controlled the match up to that point, but then it's going to be Beto who scores again. to go up 1-0. Like like Sar hits one off the bottom of the goal post, like of the crossbar and stuff like that. Just they had no luck first half.
Mhm.
Anyways, that Beetle goal. It was fantastic counterattack. They go 2-on-1 and up and stuff like that, and a nice little cheeky shot just around the keeper or whatever. Has the keeper moving a little too far, just puts it around him. Nice goal for Everton, and then second half another nice goal. Like 2 minutes into the second half, and Mateta gets the goal, but it's from a fantastic pass. Mark Gahey doing the back to the goal, kick over his head. Somehow Mateta stays onside, and they really looked at that one too. I think it
Yeah.
took 3 minutes to look at that VAR or something ridiculous. Anyways, he was onside. Palace gets a well-earned equalizer. After that, though, Everton turns it back on. Dean Henderson in net for Palace was really good. He made some good saves from in close, but in the 80th minute, just some stagnant defending kind of does Palace in here. Carlos Alvarez getting the game winner, his first.
Alcaraz.
Sorry, Alcaraz. I was saying that today
I
too.
will
Make sure
never
I say
forget.
Alcaraz.
That's the same name as one of the best tennis players in the world, so I will never forget that he how to say that name.
Well, maybe he can go and play some tennis then too. But he gets his first as a toffee. Uh, it's a weird play where the ball comes right off of Will Hughes and stuff like that. But the Palace defenders are just standing, waiting. They're not pressing anything like that. Maybe a little bit of a press that changes things a little bit.
Mhm.
But Everton wins again. They're now up to 14th. They're level with Palace now on points, but they're back one in goal differential. And I think it's safe to say that David Moyes he's gonna have a job next week.
He's gonna have a job next week. He'll probably have a job next year.
Well, we'll
Like,
see if he actually wants one.
yeah.
Yeah. He's a. I say that he looks like he's some kind of spring chicken, but he may be a little anti-Scottish. So
Mhm.
it's going to take just a little bit of time away from the pub. He's
Yeah.
done a lot. He's done a lot. He's worked a lot.
He
Now
has, yes.
we're going to go to that open sewage pit in North London for a one time, possibly a marquee matchup in the league.
Yeah.
This time it's two bottom half teams struggling for any kind of resemblance of a professionalism here.
Yeah, the commentator that we had started out the commentary by saying like you would think this would be a top of the table clash. And I was like, involving Spurs? No.
No, no,
Never.
no.
Never ever.
Come on, let's get real. Let's get real, guy. Come on. Even United as of late. Who are you fooling? Anyways,
Yeah.
James Madison gets the only goal in the entire match, but
Mhm.
people still have to watch it for 90 minutes or whatever. He scores in the 13th minute. Uh, Garnacho, is he the worst winger in the Premier League that's currently not on ban for dope?
I believe so, yes.
How many opportunities can he blow? He had the entire net and he puts it 10 feet over. How does this happen at your level?
I've listened to United fans for the last 2 years talk about how great Garnacho is and he's the future and all this stuff, and I was just like, what are you watching? Because
You know,
he's not good, and this year he definitely has not been good.
he'd fit in well at Chelsea. I think that's the exact player they were looking. I bet you it burns their bones that they weren't able to get him in January. It's just the type of player they want. Someone who is
Yeah.
all steak, no sizzle. This guy can't do anything. Anyways, this is the first time that Spurs take the double from Manchester United in 35 years.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
I
Spurs is
mean,
a top club, guys. Spurs is a top club.
top of the table clash.
Ugh.
Like, I don't like when I heard my commentator say that, I was like, first off, no. Second off, no. And thirdly, when has that ever been a thing? No.
No,
Like, this has never been a top of the table clash.
no. Spurs have always been whatever. It's like, oh, look, they're cute. So, athletic, the Athletic had a thing or whatever talking about if you cheer for an NFL team, which Premier League team or whatever would you cheer for?
Mm-hmm.
So, so they liken the Spurs to the Vikings and the Bills. A lot of teams that had at one point gotten close. It's like I think Spurs have gotten close once.
Yeah.
Yeah, that
The
time that Chelsea took it away from them,
the Vikings, maybe,
2015.
not the Bills.
Yeah.
The
Ugh.
Bills have been to 4 Super Bowls. Spurs ain't done nothing like that.
You want to know who they compared Arsenal to?
Yes.
Baltimore and the Steelers. They said they're quite alike. I was like,
I
really?
I can see Baltimore. I'm not sure about the Steelers, but I can kind of see where they're going with
I think
Baltimore.
was Arsenal good in the 70s? Maybe,
Yeah.
maybe. They considered Fulham like Jacksonville. It's like yeah,
There's a shocker.
the same guy. What do you want from them? Yeah, the Lions were Bournemouth for some reason, and Chelsea the Rams.
I need to know who the Broncos were now.
Who are the Broncos? Leicester.
What?
Yep. They've
That
each
makes
won
no
a
sense.
they've each won a championship kind of out of nowhere.
I mean, but at least the Broncos have won more than one.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. No one gave a shit about the Foxes in the '90s. I can tell you that, and they didn't do any. They had the 1 year. They had 1 year,
Yeah.
one
It's
bloody year.
I think articles like that are funny, but also ridiculous, and that just proves it to me that it's ridiculous.
I wrote down what the Giants are for Ferris. It's
I want
West
to hear
West.
West Ham.
Yeah,
You know what? That's probably accurate.
yeah. I think the Giants have won more than West Ham too. So there you go.
Yeah.
Moving on. Last game of the week. Okay. If I was an Arsenal fan, to be fair, I'd
Hmm.
be encouraged by the latest run of form by Liverpool because they haven't looked great.
I'd agree with that.
They lose, of course, 1-0 to Plymouth Argyle, the bottom team in the championship.
That was shocking.
That goalkeeper of theirs was all world for them. Of course, there was like their B side, but they didn't put anybody in. Arne Slot was like, well, this is going to be the guys. And there goes your quadruple or whatever the media was trying to say that you were after.
Hmm.
They dropped those points late to Everton on Wednesday. They were second best in this match, right? Like
Yeah.
despite what the score says, they were second best. And they got helped out a ton. Um,
Hmm.
that first goal, okay, fine. Luis Diaz fails in his attempt to dive for a penalty. It goes off his chest and in the net. He did.
Yeah.
He was looking. He was looking for a call, and it eventually goes in. To his, I'm sure, great surprise. I think they said that was his first goal of the calendar year. For goodness
Hmm.
sakes. Anyways, 50 minutes in, they're ahead, and then Konate gets a foul in the 31st minute.
Yeah.
He gets a yellow card for pulling, I believe, on Cunha's shirt. And after the whistle, he kicks the ball away. No yellow card.
Boy,
Uh,
shocking that there was no yellow card. Of course, he's not an Arsenal player, so of course there wouldn't be a yellow card. We have BX Gunner in the chat saying Moyes has Everton playing well since his reappointment. I agree.
yeah.
He
Oh
does.
yeah. He's got him. He's got him working well. There is no doubt about that. Yeah, okay, so it doesn't get better for Wolves, and by this point, who's the Wolves manager? I can't remember off the top of my head. He gets a yellow card because he's sick of the calls. Like everything went Liverpool's way. Uh, Second goal comes when Luis Diaz pushes what's his name? Agbadu, Manny Agbadu, pushes him in the back to gain room to run into the box. Jose Sa goes down to try and get the ball. He touches his feet. Diaz, tries to get
Falls over.
a 4.5 from the Croatian judge.
Yeah.
Yeah, he gets it. He runs out like Simon Hooper couldn't wait to point to the spot.
Hmm.
They take a look at it for a while, I have no idea how that push in the back to get space doesn't get called.
I don't know either.
What are you gonna do?
Vitor Pereira is the manager of Wolves.
Vitor. Well, I couldn't remember Vitor. I think that name's so funny. Anyways,
Yeah.
Mo Salah, of course, is going to step up. He scores in the 39th minute. Now, or it's 37th minute. 39th minute.
Mm-hmm.
Konate jumps into Cunha. Cunha, late. Cunha jumps up, has the ball. Konate runs over. Some people are saying, oh, he's like, I was watching the guys from Sky. It's like he was just tracking the ball and stuff like that. He was tracking the ball late. He was tracking the ball late. What are you talking about? The ball's already gone.
Yeah.
He drops his shoulder. He drops his shoulder. Oh, he's just, he was just attempting to go head the ball. It's like head the ball. His head was here. The ball was here. Whatever. He gets away with that. It's another
Mm-hmm.
yellow. Liverpool should have been a man down,
They should have
but
been. Yeah.
they still were the better club in the second half. Cunha ties it. Another shot from outside the box. I think they said that was his fifth goal from outside the box this year, which is crazy.
That's
Uh,
crazy. Yeah.
uh, Jota tries to dive in the box or whatever. Pretty ridiculous. And I think, again, it was on poor Abadu. He slides over, and Jota jumps up and then tries to kick his leg out, ends up kicking Agbadu in the back, or Amadou in the back. He gets the call from Hooper, and the VAR says, "Oh, come on, I get it, but take a look at this. This is ridiculous." So that gets wiped
Yeah.
out, and then Jota again, like a play 10 minutes later, grabs onto a guy's shoulder, jumps up, and fishes down or whatever, looking for a free kick. At least at that time, Hooper said, how many times are you guys going to do this? Enough, enough, enough.
Yeah.
You guys get enough calls out of me." Anyways, Wolves tried. They made some good attempts. They got in. One guy gets in 1-on-1 with Allison, but puts it right at him, which can drive you nuts. Uh,
Yeah.
Cunha off that free kick from that first foul by Konate puts the thing an inch wide. They were close. They were close all game.
They
Couldn't
were
get that
close.
other one though.
Yeah.
So the lead going into next week still going to be 7,
Mm-hmm.
but that's doable. That's still doable, especially with
It's
the way
doable.
they've been playing. I still say that I've been saying that Liverpool is going to fall out of this thing. I've been less confident of that of late, but and especially after Arsenal started picking up injuries, but they're hanging in there, mind
Mm-hmm.
you. You know, I don't know. I don't know if I would like the other result any better, but I'm sure you would. I'm sure you. Well, you might. Who knows? I don't want to talk for you. If Arsenal actually won the thing, I don't want to just think that you'd be excited.
I would
And
definitely be excited. I've never seen Arsenal win the Premier League since I became an Arsenal fan in 2006. So
I
I
don't
would.
even know if it was on. I don't even know if it was on television back then. I think they only
It,
had. They just had people drawing it.
no, they didn't just
It's in
have people drawing it.
black
I
and white.
used to watch games, not live, but like replays of games on Fox Sports Midwest in the middle of the afternoon. That's how I watched it.
Yeah, it was a different time.
It's a
It was.
very different time.
It was a different time. I used to have to get to watch them for free. I used to have them on just
Yeah.
the regular sports channels up here. Now I got to pay for a ridiculous app that is not great. But anyways,
Yeah.
that was it
Anyways,
for that. Time to move on.
yeah. Liverpool, I thought looked nervous towards the end of this game, like they were just hanging on.
There was a relief when that whistle went. It wasn't
Hmm.
joy; it was relief over
Yeah.
at Anfield, and it was at Anfield, and all those calls. Yeah,
Yeah.
not
One
not
of the things that I think threw Liverpool off in this game, and I noticed this in the first half, Wolves must have won the toss because Liverpool attacked the cop in the first half, not the second.
yeah,
That always throws them off.
yeah. Okay, so
BX Gunner is saying, I'd watch Prem games on the Spanish TV stations 20 years ago. Yeah, you do that too.
I still watch. I still watch the Spanish language games. One thing you can do, like I have to watch through Fubo here in Canada, and so they'll have Strasbourg play Racing Strasbourg. So I'll watch that guy because it's basically those guys because it's basically Chelsea's farm team, and then like a farm team with a farm team. Like, give me a break. But they had all Spanish announcing for that, even though it was League One or Liga, which was very fun. I really enjoyed watching a Spanish broadcast of a
Yeah.
French league game. Okay.
I used to have this thing called ITVN back to get Setanta Sports, which is where the Premier League and the Champions League were at the time.
Hmm.
Um, and it was just this box that you like attach to your TV, and you get the channels. And so, like that was crazy. They would have the World Cup in German or Italian or something else because couldn't broadcast it in English in America. So they'd get the rights to the other languages and just broadcast the World Cup, but in a different language.
Nice.
Yeah,
Oh, the things we had to go through to watch
yeah.
sports back in the day.
BX Gunner saw Tevez's last gasp free kick for West Ham against United on Telemundo. Yeah.
Go, 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 go.
BX Gunner knows what I'm talking about. Satanta Sports. Yeah, that was a time. Um, yeah. Okay, let's do predictions.
I was in Canada. We didn't get anything cool like that. All right. Starting off. This Liverpool and Villa both play two
Well,
matches
who
this week?
who got the predictions right the last time?
Well, it was Rob and Ferris that did quite well. I believe they got
Yeah.
four apiece. I think you were trailing us by a match, if I remember right.
Yep.
It's not going to matter because Ferris is 100,000 wins ahead of me right now. Maybe
Mhm.
it,
And
if
I was so far ahead of you that I missed an entire week's worth of games and still was ahead of you. So
yeah, I needed that just to catch up a little bit, and not very much. I
yeah.
did not get
Um,
very much ahead.
Before we get started, Biggs Gunner says Sunday newspaper provided updates on Saturday games for me. Yeah, that was you had to wait.
Yeah, to wait. Yeah, 'cause you didn't get any highlights back in the days. Okay,
Yeah, the access we have now is brilliant for sure compared to what it used to be.
watch it on your phone. For God's sakes, it's amazing.
Yep.
Villa, Liverpool. That's all.
I'm going Liverpool because I don't trust Villa at all. But I
There,
would love this if Villa could get a draw or a win out of this.
I'm gonna go with a draw. Maybe it's just that time for Liverpool. It just might be
It
that time.
might be. Might
Also, I rarely get matches correct, so this is not great. Leicester versus Brentford at home at King Power State.
Brentford.
Yeah, everyone should pick that one. That one shouldn't be a
Yeah.
problem. Ooh, this match could be a dandy. Everton, Man United.
I'm going Everton.
Me too. Like, you look at the two teams. Who's in form? Who's in form here?
Yeah.
United. Like, I think their poor manager cries himself to sleep every night. He had a good spot over there in Portugal, and he gave it
Yeah.
up for the big club. But guess what? It's not always best. The
They
grass
are
not always greener. You know what I
they
mean?
are such a disaster and I'm enjoying every second of it.
They deserve this. They deserve it. Uh, Bournemouth versus Wolves.
Bournemouth.
Wolves need to win. Things are gonna start bunching up there at the bottom. I think Ipswich jumped past Leicester. They're still, a few points behind Wolves, but yeah, Bournemouth's gonna win at home against Wolves. I was just trying
Yeah.
to talk about something else. Do a little
Hmm.
misdirect. You know what I mean?
Ipswich and Leicester have the same number of points, but Ipswich is ahead on goal difference,
Yeah.
negative 27 compared to negative 30.
Good job. Good job. Okay. Your Arsenal Football Club at home to West Ham United.
I'm going to go with Arsenal.
Yeah, Arsenal's going to beat the hell out of these guys. They could probably play your backup keeper at striker, and
I don't know about that.
we'll see. Fulham's at home to Crystal Palace, and this could be a good match.
This could be a good match. I'm going draw.
Smart. Fulham's look good. They've looked like,
They
yeah.
have looked good lately.
I'm gonna
Yeah.
go. I'm gonna take Fulham to win the match. They're
Okay.
at home. Ipswich Town versus Tottenham. This is a toss-up.
I mean, I'm going to go Tottenham. I don't want to, but
Yeah.
I'm going to.
I'm gonna go. I'm gonna do the fun
Yeah.
thing and take a draw. Let's
Yeah.
see Tottenham drop points to Ipswich.
That'd be fun. BX Gunner saying tough match Hammers will be a lot harder than Leicester. I agree with that. I still think Arsenal's going to win.
Oh yeah, Arsenal's going to win. Yeah. Graham Potter. That's all I gotta say. Like they're gonna hold on to the ball a lot, waiting for something to happen, and
Yeah.
Arsenal's gonna try and take it from
Yeah.
whenever they can.
Yep.
Southampton versus Brighton.
Brighton.
This is unfair. It's a pretty easy pick. Anyone who takes Southampton is a maniac. Aston Villa versus my Chelsea Football Club. The second time Aston Villa has to play within a week. How many goals do they win by? I'm just kidding.
I'm going draw.
Well, if I was a rational man, I'd say draw. Perhaps even Chelsea lost, but how can I do that and look myself in the mirror? I'll take Chelsea. I'd rather be wrong. Newcastle and Forest, and this is Forest needs to win this one. They need to get back on track. And Newcastle has been kind of splashing around here, looking for a line to save them as well.
I'm going Forest.
Yeah. Geez, I'm going to take a draw on this one.
Okay.
Now, the last match is, last year, maybe the year before, the headliner, the heavyweight matchup. City gets a chance against Liverpool in a match that you don't want to see anybody get points and everybody lose.
Yeah, I mean, yes, but that's not possible. So I'm going for a draw.
Can City beat Liverpool in this present run of form?
I mean, I think they probably can.
I think they
but-
can, and I'm going to pick them to win.
Okay.
I'm going to pick them to win over Liverpool, and I think if they do win, especially if in that first match, like I picked that draw, is that the signal? Do sirens start going off at Anfield with this latest run of form leading up to the end of the season? It's going to be fun. It'd be fun to see it happen, but that Villa matchup, I was just kind of going out there for chaos.
Yeah.
Not really thinking it'll happen.
BX Gunner has no faith in Arteta anymore. I don't blame Arteta for a lot of what's gone on this season with the fact that the squad doesn't have enough depth and they didn't buy anyone in January. That's not down solely to Mikel Arteta, so I'm still on board, but
you got to get the players, and who knows? Like, I'm not sure what the schedule looks like for Arsenal going ahead, but Liverpool has had some tough matches. I think Arsenal may have already hit their low part and stuff like that, and they can keep going up. It's gonna be interesting the last couple months of the season here, that's for sure.
The next 4 matches for Arsenal are home against West Ham, at Forest, at Man United, and then home against Chelsea.
So you have one tough match. Forest.
I was going to say, which one are you referring to here?
Yeah, unless Chelsea somehow decides to wake up, but they got what are we going to get? Like someone's grade school class or whatever come in and try and help them. It's ridiculous.
There is a very interesting match on May 10th between Arsenal going to Anfield.
That's a must win. That's your entire season right there.
That could be a very interesting match. And then, most of the hard teams, though, I think are over for Arsenal.
Okay, we're picked. We got another 11. Is this an 11 game week coming up again? 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 11.
His players, his system and tactics. No excuse for not bringing in a striker for 4 years. I mean, is it his money? It's not. I'm a fan of the Colorado Avalanche and the Denver Nuggets and the Colorado Rapids, all of which are owned by the Cronkies. Like literally, yeah, I know, Snark. Like literally, I'm not surprised by any of this, and they're doing more with Arsenal, the Cronkies, than I ever expected them to. I'll say that much. But yeah, thanks for joining us, everyone. Snark, where can people find you?
Well, you and I will be talking about good old Buffy the Vampire Slayer Thursdays over on Rewatchers Cancel Consequences this week. There's going to be some consequences talked about this week's episode. I really enjoyed all the episodes really leading up to the season 3 finale are so good. The entire season's so great. But yeah, love Consequences. We get to talk about that. Danny and I will be back LGRN after Snark this weekend. We're going to be talking about new Captain America movie, Adelia. I don't know if you've
Mhm.
seen
I
that
have not seen it
particular
yet.
film.
No, I have
All
not
right.
seen it yet.
Well,
I'm still gonna watch your review. I
yeah,
don't care. I get spoiled.
he and I are just going to talk. We've gotten all the lines. We're just going to read out the entire movie for the
No,
entire thing.
no,
No,
you're not. No, you're not.
that'd be fun. We could act it out or whatever. Get a couple of action figures.
A table read.
Yeah, that'd be good. Maybe maybe the action figure part wouldn't be so good for people who are listening in on podcasts. But that's why you watch the video. It's not just to see the pretty face. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
All right. And then of course, yeah, we'll be back here next week for the starting 11, Adelia.
Yep. We'll be back next week, 5 p.m. Pacific for this show on Tuesday. You can find me, like Snark said, on Rewatchers Council. You can also find me on the Daredevil post credits that we're doing. We're rewatching the net. Well, some of us are watching for the first time. Others of us are rewatching the old Netflix Daredevil series, getting ready for Daredevil Born Again. That's over on the Entertainment Channel. There's a link to that channel in the description of this episode. Please like and share this video and subscribe to this channel as well as the Entertainment Channel. We'd really appreciate it. If you want to give us a little bit more support and you are watching on Twitch, you can subscribe. And if you are watching on YouTube, you can go to our coffee page, ko-fi.com/LGR_network. $3 a month is where the tiers start. And you can join our Discord for free. That's also linked to in the description of this episode. And yeah, we're doing stuff around here. Gonna start a Marvel Rewatchers Council
Oh
series
yes,
coming
I heard
soon.
about that. I heard.
And the open table is coming back March 9th. We were going to come back last weekend, but some stuff came up. So now we've got to wait because Ferris has to work this weekend. And we're doing the Oscars watch along for What on Earth Are They Wearing the weekend after. So we will be back starting March 9th at 6 p.m. Pacific for the open table over on the Entertainment Channel. And yeah, until next time, we are out of here. Bye, guys.